Yes, welcome everybody to Talk to the Entities Social Takeover. My name is Cynthia Rondelli. I'm a Talk to the Entities facilitator from Brazil. And I'm here to share with you some tools and some stories. I have a lot of stories. I really liked to experience Talk to the Entities in my life. So I do have a lot of things that I could talk about. I could talk for hours, actually, to be honest. But one thing that Talk to the Entities brought me and brought and added to my life that I'm really grateful for is taking me out of the fear. I have spent most of my life totally fear of entities because, as probably you also perceive that, I used to see, like some shades coming over, and I felt the energies, and I felt that like there was someone in the room with me, and I heard some things, and I used to feel some things in my body, and I thought that that was like a huge problem that I had. And I grew up with this fear, with this concept that I was wrong in a way, or that I was damaged, and there was something really bad happening, that I was cursed, basically. And I'm really curious, and I studied a lot of different philosophies and cultures and religions in the search of what can bring me some kind of peace, some kind of ease, or some kind of explanation. Why does this happen? And of course, I found a lot of beauty in all the places that I went, but there was always people and people. Damn, people just can make it so harder than it actually is, because people have points of view. And in all the places that I went, usually, I won't say all the places, but usually people used to say, oh, you have like a gift and you have to develop that. And the development of that was basically, you have to be my slave, or you have to work for free, or you have to be at my service in a way. And that always felt so heavy. And I was just like, okay, thank you for what I learned. And yes, I'm going away. And then I went to the next thing, and then I went to the next one, and then I went to the next one. And in all of those, I felt some kind of disconnection, or this sense that something was being withheld. Sorry for about my English. And there was something more. It has to be something else. It had to be something bigger, greater. I wanted to know whatever they were hiding, because there was always this sense of something is not complete. They're not saying everything that's here to be said. And then there was also this thing that I am the guru, and then you are not. I know everything. You basically know a little bit, but you can study, but you'll never be where I am. I am the chief. I am the whatever, the great mind, or the great person, or there was some those uh, titles that people like to have. And I was to a point where I said, okay, just F it. I'm not going to search anymore. I give up. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to know. I don't want to hear. I don't want to anything. And then I went through a year of depression, a year with financial failure, and my whole life imploded. And that's where access came in. And I started to use the tools. Something told me, okay, I perceived that there was something there for me. And I did all the classes. I became a CF. And when I became a CF, you can always choose something after that. You can choose to become like a specialist in some kind of area. You can choose businesses. You can choose riches. You can choose bodies. And I said to myself, the only thing that I don't want is this talk to the entity stuff. This is for crazy people. I'm not crazy. Mm-hmm. And then a few friends told me, okay, just try it. And I was having problems with my son. He wasn't sleeping very well. He had a lot of perception of entities. And I said, okay, for him, I'll do it for him. And I did. And after my first beginning class, I was just like, totally in awe of what I had learned. I had searched for that for my whole life. And it was the first time, very first time that I was totally empowered to deal with whatever was happening in a very easy way with easy tools that worked. And that for me, it was such a gift. I was so grateful because I started to use the tools and things started to change. I used the tools and then that situation changed and my life was beginning to get bigger and larger and more expensive and happier. And I started to be in contact with all this energies and this knowledge that I had within myself that I thought it was a problem and it was magical and was a gift. And then I started to consider the possibility of teaching that to people. And it changed my whole life again. So today, that's my choice. The choice to take people out of fear, out of this place where they think that entities are bad, they think that entities are bigger than us, they think that entities are, a problem, and everything that I had is caused by an entity. No, baby, it's your choice. But of course, you connect to whatever you're, vibrating, your being, basically. So you attract whatever you're being. And in this time that I have been a talk to the entities facilitator, I think that now I have like probably 7, 8 years. I have a, I had a lot of experience dealing with entities, with people afraid of entities. There are a lot of people that come to my class saying, "Okay, I don't like you. I don't know. I don't want to know anything about entities. I'm not sure why I came to this class," and then they end up totally in love with talk to the entities, completely changed their lives. And I, I think that how much more grateful can I be for all that. But that was one situation that I thought it was very interesting that I would like to share with you. I was coming back from a trip, a very long trip. I was so tired. And then I came home. I only had 4 hours to leave some things, just pack again and go back to the airport. And then when we came to the airport, there was this line. We had to wait a little bit. And I was so tired. My husband wasn't in his phone. He works for the access support. And I said, okay, there's nothing to do here. Let's talk to an entity. To lower my barriers, and I expanded my energy. And I thought, okay, who is here that wants to talk to me? And then I perceived like this man, but I only saw the contour of his body. He showed himself up to me as like a not a very tall man, like a shoulder with a hat like this and a suit, but I could only see the contour, and the inside of this contour was like a really really dark gray, really really dark gray. There was no light coming from it. And I said, hey, hi. I always introduce myself to the entities. Hey, hi, my name is Cynthia. How are you? I said, well, I'm here to kill you. I was just like, that's an interesting energy. And then something said inside my mind, just lower your barriers. And then I was just, okay. I just took a breath and lowered my barriers. And I remembered that in Access, we have this knowledge that says there's never going to happen something to never is something everything that happens to you, you have total capacity to deal with that. So I remember that. I said, okay, if it's happening to me, then I can deal with that. So I told him, okay, that's so interesting that you're here to kill me. But before that, can we talk a little bit? And just by this, with this situation where he didn't expect me, he expect me to go to fear, and I went to, that's interesting. So let's talk a little bit before that, before you kill me. And then was like, okay, so when you are here to kill me, do you know that you are being controlled by someone? And he was just like, I started to ask questions. Do you know that when you're here to do harm, that someone just sent you to do this? So you're basically being a slave. So is that fun for you? Is that what you wanted to be? Is that what you wanted to be when you had a body? Do you remember when you had a body? Do you remember when you were a kid when you had a body? Is that what you wanted? What's the last time you were happy? And I started to ask him these questions. He started to to realize that he was stuck in a loop of being something that he was basically not, because the energy what he was being was not congruent to the energy that I perceived. And then I started to ask questions to see what were the possibilities there. And as soon as I started asking these questions, this very dark color was becoming like a lighter gray, a lighter gray, a lighter gray. And I was just asking him, you know what, I'm asking you that because I do have the power to change that for you. Do you want to change that? Would you like to change that? Would you like to be free? And then the color was getting lighter and lighter and lighter. And then I used the tools. I just break some pacts and a lot of beautiful tools that we have in Talk to the Entities beginning class. And suddenly the energy dissipated. And when I perceived him again, he was full of light. All this contour that before was totally dark and gray was full of light. And he looked at me and said, thank you. I didn't remember the last time that someone was kind to me. I'm grateful. I'm free now. And I would like to give you a gift. I said, well, okay, man, accept that. Gifts, I love that. And then he came to touch me, and I thought I wouldn't feel anything. And then suddenly I felt like a hand in my body. It was like, and then this huge flow of energy it just ran into my body, and he went away. And I was just like, is that it? Is that it? Yeah, okay. Nothing else? Yeah, okay. And then I moved on with my day. I just told him to my husband who was with me, and I thought it was very interesting. And it was kind of beautiful to perceive that when we are not afraid of what people say they are or what entities claim they are, and you are empowered and you have the tools to deal with whatever situation comes up in your life, in your in your environment, we can create change. And that's the beauty for me. This receiving of who you are and all the possibilities that you have to create the miracles that you want to be in the world, that you want to see in the world. You can become this magic. You can become this greatness that creates more for everybody, that creates more for spaces, for people, for energies, for entities, for whatever. And that was very interesting because that was the month that I bought my apartment. Before I went, I was in Access. I told you about that. I had been through a depression and I lost everything. And that month was the month me and my husband, we bought a new apartment, a new flat, and everything was so smooth. We found like a perfect place for us, a beautiful place that we love very much, and that was a gift. And I'm pretty sure that all the energy that I was at that moment returned to me, multiplied as a gift for this space of not judging the entity, but asking questions and using the tools. So maybe you are dealing with something that you think you cannot handle, but there are other ways, there are other possibilities to you know to change things. It just depends on what is your level of choice to actually change your life, because everything is possible if you really choose it, if you really put your strength or your willpower into it. What else can you create? What else can you be? What else are you that you are refusing to be? What else are you that you are just pretending you are not, just to be like everybody else? What if we can change that? What if you can change that? And what greater spaces are there for you, for the ones you love, for the ones you don't love yet, for the ones that you don't know? But what space can you be? What magic, what gift are you that you can start to become greater and greater? There's someone knocking on the door, but I'm not going to be able to answer that. Well, what are the possibilities? Um, so that's my invitation to you, to start considering the possibilities of including more in your life, not judging yourself, not judging the entities, but asking the question. Just a second. Sorry. And who and what is there to work with you to create greater? There are a lot of things that beautiful, amazing things, places, entities, energies that really do want to contribute to you and to work with you and to, gift you something when you start to, really put your energy and really put yourself at service of consciousness. So what else is possible that you haven't considered? What else is possible that's available to you? What else is possible? And just as suggestion, one of the tools that I really, really love is the opalescent white light. That's a light that's, white with this shimmers of rainbow colors. And you can use it on yourself. Just wrap yourself in a opalescent white light and just leave it there. Just this light is healing. It's, you know, just use it for everything. Just wrap yourself or your house or your body or your company, your your projects or everything that you have. Just involve them into white light, opalescent white light, and see the magic for yourself. Once I used this with my son, and he went to this carnival in Brazil in a very dangerous place. Yeah, he's young. And then I said, okay, just wrapped him in this white light, opalescent white light, and then I said, okay, that's it. That's what all I would do. And then on the following day, he said, "Mom, did you do something?" I said, yes. Why? I said, because I went to this carnival party. I had not drank water, had not eaten anything, just to drink and, get drunk. And I didn't feel anything. I just drank and drank. All my friends were drunk and I didn't feel anything. I was just like, how does it get any better? Just like, well, it works. So try it. Try it for yourself. You cannot do harm. You cannot do wrong. Just feel yourself inside a bubble of opalescent white light and let the magic be at your work with you. So that's it, guys. I think it was 20 minutes. I hope you just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. And would just like to talk to the entities and Shannon and the entities for all the contributions that they are to my life, and how much more of a gift can we all be. And that's it. Thank you. Have an amazing day, an amazing week, and we see ourselves around.